Hello everyone, and welcome back to our modded Minecraft series. Last episode we were working on some AE, getting a little more of that set up, and off camera I went ahead and figured out how to use Steve's factory again. It had been quite some time. I can give you a quick run through, basically. It's kind of complex, and there's tons of other stuff you can do with it that I haven't even touched on, but the first thing you need to do is have a trigger. So this is basically going to be what gets the system up and running. It's just going to be every second it triggers, and you can change. If you need something to trigger faster, you can make it trigger differently. And then we want to go to a flow, which will help break this up. Actually, we don't need this flow. We can probably get rid of this flow. Let's get rid of this flow. Get rid of that flow. I forgot we changed how this was working up a little bit. One moment. Yeah? I have to go save my wife. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, so the trigger is going to be going off whenever you'd like it to go. Then we have our input. This is going to choose where we're getting our items from. So we're going to pull them from our chest. And then you can choose which direction you want it to pull it out of, as well as what items you want. If you blacklist, it's going to pull everything. If you whitelist, you can choose individual items. From there, we have a flow, which is going to use this whole set and then split the input basically. So you can change the flow to have different types of connections or a different amount of inputs and stuff like that. So we have two outputs. So we connect it up to a large amount of flows. That way you can set up, just kind of one set of outputs that you want. And then you want outputs. So we didn't name this one. Let's name it. I like to name them so we can keep track of what everything is. Silicone. And save that. So now this is going to choose what items it's going to pull out of the chest and then where they're going to go. So inventories are going to be, the inscribers we have set up for the silicone, which will be different for you. You have to check the XY and make sure you get the right inscribers. We want to, this is part of the problem, I think. There we go. You'll set a direction. With the inscribers, direction is actually very important for the actual printed part. And then you choose which items we want to do each one individually, so we can set them each to the correct spot. And then this will pull from the inventory, put it into the correct inventories that we've selected, and load up our machines. And from there, that's going to give us our base components. We're going to want to make our finished printing presses, or printed like processors. So now we have this other split of the flow. It's going to use all three of our bottom inscribers. It's going to put it in from the down direction, and it's going to put in printed calculation circuits. We have that for diamond and gold as well. That way you can use all three bottom inscribers as well as the silicone, which will go into all three. I'm still having a little issue with the silicone. If I happen to have more silicone, I want to figure out if there's a way to change. I don't know what this use ID range is, but this is pulling out a printed silicone and putting it in the bottom. And then from there, our last thing is we have a separate trigger with a separate input. Uh-oh. There we go. And a separate output. That's input is going to be from all of our machines. and then output, it's putting everything into here so it can pull it back out when it needs. And all you need to do is get this machine inventory manager and these inventory cables, and then link it up to everything that you want it to touch, that you want to control. And then it's going to go ahead and take care of everything for you. So we can actually grab, let's grab out some of this stuff. Let's make a diamond one, a gold one, silicone. Where's our silicone? I don't think I used it all. I don't know where I put all my silicone. That's alright. And we have the pure Certus quartz. And we need redstone. I should have some silicone over here. Yeah, we got lots of it. Perfect. Alright, so now we will put our lovely items in here. There we go. Put those in. Inventory is gonna pull them out, put them in here, crush them up. We need 3 silicone presses, so we put, not 4, we need 3. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I messed that up when I changed this. Inventories, target. Oh, we don't want the up. We want the north. There we go. There we go. Loads up the silicone. Thank you very much. It's going to load up the silicone. These are already done. It's loaded these up. Oh, and last step. Oh, we're missing. Why did it not take this printing calculation? Welcome, welcome. This was working. I don't know what happened. The down, perfect. Inventory, it's got the bottom 3. Items. Oh, whitelist. There we go. Alright, so now it's loaded up our silicone, our printed silicone, and our printed calculation processes. Last thing we're going to do, it'll load up the redstone, make up the processors, and then pull everything back in. So now whenever we need, we can just chuck everything in there. Thank you very much, Pinky, and hello, Ollie. So now we can easily just grab those up without having to go individually putting, okay, I need a silicone in here, silicone in here, silicone in here, and then having to figure out which, oh, this isn't the one for the pure Certus quartz. Now we can just chuck it all in there and it'll take care of everything. Let's go ahead and the only issue I actually have with this system is, see how we already have our lovely printed silicone in here. If I have extra in here, watch, now it's not going to do it, which would actually be fantastic. Well, it was pulling those in and loading it up in both spots. Let's see if I pull it out. Oh, what? Well, for whatever reason, that is working now. So that's great. So that thing's actually fully set up now. Can chuck all this stuff in here, chuck that in there, and we'll get tons and tons of processors made up. Because for AE you need tons of those processors. We have tons. Let's shove them all in there. We're going to need to start making some better cables, but I wanted to start working on trying to get these storage buses worked up. Let's see. Missing some pure Certus quartz, which, oh, also, before I went to bed last night, I went ahead and made up a bunch of these, if we can get in there. Lots of pure Certus quartz now. And we need to, we were just making something. Oh yeah, this. So now we got all the items we need. Go ahead and make one of those up, and it's going to craft it all up. Oh, looks like it's already done. Perfect. And we want to go ahead and make ME storage a 64K. Should have everything to make the pattern. We can throw that in our lovely terminals. And now we can just make one of these. Let's see. So we're only missing 16 logic processors, which normally would be horrible, but we can just head over here, chuck in our gold, and it's going to go ahead and take care of all that for us. We will eventually set that up to AE, so it will auto-craft those for us whenever it needs them as well. But at the moment, I want to get our storage set up a little bit better. And our crafting goods. I am talking, can you not hear me? Hello? Yeah, you should be able to hear me. Let's see. Gonna go ahead. Ah, I can hear it. Sounds like it's working. Alright. Lovely. So, now we have... oh yeah, we need the processors. So it's going to pump those out. We need to work on getting some speed upgrades for those as well. Chip, I think it is. No, cards. That's what they are. Card. And we want the acceleration cards, which are made by these. Let's see. Perfect. We can make those. And flux crystals. Okay, lovely. And we got some acceleration cards. For now, we can put both of them in there. It's going to greatly increase our speed. But we're going to need to load all of these up with that, so we can get that up and running much quicker. Because it's a fairly slow process. Alright, we got that. Let's see if we can craft up this lovely... Oh, now we're missing calculation processors. Pure surge quartz. I need to change this. Sort by number of items. There we go. That's the way I like to have it organized in there. I'm just going to chuck all of these in here. I'm going to grab some redstone out. Chuck all that, and I don't think I had any silicone in here. No. We got some in our inventory. Perfect. We'll cram that in there. It's going to go ahead and craft everything up for us. There's already some in here, too. Okay. And then we were making not acceleration cards. We wanted our ME storage 64K little card. It's going to go through the process, crafting everything up. You can see it all in these like, little accelerated assemblers, which we can also throw in acceleration cards in the future. How's our power? Oh yeah, we set up our tesseract to our big reactor. Let's make sure that yellowite is working fine, and our quarry is still up and running. I think it was last episode or the episode before, we were getting jammed up in our inventory, and my temporary solution for that was just a trash can at the end, and that way all this excess stuff that we don't already have a spot for can just be pumped right into there. But ooh, diamonds are going up. So now we don't have to worry about our quarry jamming up, and the biggest issue was that we were not being able to supply this with enough yellowite, and it was burning through it because it was getting jammed up. But everything is looking good. We got lots of power. This is dumping our extra fluid as well, so we don't get jammed up anywhere. We're gonna have to, I think after we get this AE system up and running, we're gonna beautify the base. A little beautification project. I like having this open, but I don't like having the dirt and gravel and all that good in there, so we will swap that out. Probably make like a sweet little pathway over here. Actually, this is all going to be blocked off, so that'll be... Maybe we'll do it like a giant glass window too. We'll see. Because I'd like to be able to either see or get over here too. but we're kind of going to have this as a giant wall here, so that won't work out very well. Alright, so we can make acceleration cards. We're going to need to start working on cables, but we need an ME controller. These are a little bit of a rabbit hole. Oh no, they're not. We just cook up some skystone, which I think I threw in here. Yes. Cook up a bunch of it. We don't need a ton of it yet, but we will want to make ourselves a large controller in the future. We can actually chuck this lava generator over here again. Don't need it anywhere else. And I do have some tesseracts, but for the time being, I'm not too worried about it. It's a very small power consumption over here. I'll throw that in there. ME controller. And we need pure Fluix, which is easy enough to make. We need Fluix. Ooh, we're actually kind of low on it. Well, we don't need that much. And then do we have sand? We need to set up that sand automation soon too. Seems to keep bogging us up, slowing us down. Do I have any? Nope. No cobblestone around. That's right. Go grab some cobblestone. And just a moment. Alright. Cobblestone. Grab that up. Go ahead and grind that right on up. And get us some sand. We only need 9 at the moment. That thing's got our octatic in there, so that thing's pumping out as fast as it can. And then it should be this and dust. 18 will be more than enough. We only need, I think, 4 at the moment, just to get one controller up and running. Chuck that into our acceleration growth chamber. And those will, I guess, cook right up. I don't know exactly what you call them. Grow. They'll just grow. Oh, grow. Okay. And we will need to start working on, I'm going to go back to this, some cables. So, cable. There we go. We'll need to make covered cables, I believe. I just want the basic covered cables. Covered cables. So that's going to take wool, which we don't have. We do have a sheep soul, which I think I might end up going to set that up right now. We have a little wool. We could set that sheep soul up. Might be a good idea. Because this is having no issues. We will have to worry about storage for that, but hello, how we doing? We will have to worry about storage for that, but we're gonna need plenty of wool. Cable. Covered cable. No, I just want the regular covered cable. There we go. Let's make a pattern for that. Now this cable is not that important, but we're going to need it to make smart cables as well as dense cables. Smart cables. I don't know if we need. We'll go ahead and make that real quick. And dense cable. Okay. Oh, we need to make another cable because we used it. There we go. Just one. There we go. Perfect. And dense cable. Dense. Let's see if we can make some of those. Can we make 10? No, we're missing tons of wool. And we need to make it so we can make this ME glass cable. There we go. And this quartz. So that's how we make that. We'll chuck that in there. So we make that one, we'll chuck that in there. Oh, we got plenty of that anyway. And we'll chuck both of those in there. We're actually getting a little low on our interfaces, but once we make this controller, it's going to be what's going to help us out. So controller, oh wait, are these ready? These look ready. They are ready. And ME controller. Okay, pretty sure we got all of that. Let's chuck that in there. See if we can make it. Lovely. We just need one. We've got ourselves a network switchboard. So you're limited to 8 channels per system, but with the controller, you can place that down, and I believe it's 32, because I think it's 8 per side. Or so, yeah, I think it's 8 per side. So that gives you a ton more channels to work with, and then you can combine a bunch of these to make like a huge brain, basically, for your whole system. For now, we're going to go ahead and place it right next to our, oh geez, right next to our Tesseract. It's going to be all beautified and give us plenty more space to make whatever we need. Because we are going to want to set up this ME interface, which is just the ME interface as well. Let's see what that is. I don't think we did that. Weird. But you can switch these between like a little single unit, which we'll place right here. And, oops, not where I wanted that. The block is interacts differently than the actual little interface. I'll take it down this way. And we'll just hook it in right here for now. We're going to need to switch out a lot of these cables, and we're going to rewire a lot of this anyway, once we start getting everything actually taken care of. So now we have a different use for our patterns now. So we want to go ahead and we're going to make some processor patterns. That way it can auto-craft everything up for us. I think we might need to make this an we might need to add another block to this too. I don't know. We'll see. So we want to go ahead and make a diamond. Now, we don't want it to make diamond nuggets, so we got to change this to a processing pattern. And now you have to actually put the correct output for it, which we don't have any right now. So we will go ahead and make that. Oh geez, we got tons of processors now. Go ahead, have that craft up. See if we can pull it out before it gets sucked into our system. Alright, perfect. So now, actually we don't need to do that. Now that I think of it. Pop that there. Perfect, that can do that. And what we actually need is... don't have any silicone in our inventory. We grounded that all up, I believe. Did I put any more in here? No. So with the silicone, Herobrine was here. I don't know why it does that. Oh, and it's gone. Let's grab up some silicone. Let's grab up all of this. We can chuck it into our system, which we will actually be... I need to change that first, because I want to make the lovely 64K storage drives. Okay, so let's chuck all this in here, and we're going to go a diamond, a silicone, and a redstone, and that will give us a completed engineering processor. So we got to tell it what items we're going to put in and what item is going to come out. Then we should be able to throw this right here, and it should work. Let's see. Uh-oh, why is that not linked up? It should see that pattern. How we doing, Fleming Ninja? Welcome. Why is that not showing up? It should show up here. That's linked up. It's linked up to our controller, which is linked up to our system. That's strange. Let's take a look at this. Nope, this one. Huh. Maybe we need to change this. Oh, jeez. I'm almost certain I could put it in here as a pattern. Let's try changing this to just a regular old ME interface. Plop it here. Chuck our pattern in there. Oh, not that. I want my pattern in there. Lovely. It's very strange. I don't know why that's not working. I wonder if we have to connect this up. I wonder if we have to connect it up with the better cables. Let's go ahead and get a dense. Can we make a dense? Yeah. We'll do one dense cable right on the edge, and then that should work. I think that's what we actually have to do. Plop that there. There we go. 0 of 32 channels. It should be using one channel. OAE, what are you doing to me? This is powered, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's all connected up. Not quite sure why that isn't hooking up. The only thing I could think of is, let's go ahead and move this. And we will put this dense cable. I mean, it should see everything in the system. There we go. That should power everything down. Yep, because we're too many channels. Plug that on, and then it should boot everything back up. We're only at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should be at more than 8. Why is that not working? I don't know why it's not recognizing this. It's a little curious. Yes. Not quite sure why that's not linking up. It totally should be. We could try using some different cables, I suppose. Let's just use covered cables. Oops, I want more than one. Ugh, and our wool. Wool is going to be a problem for now. We'll just break off from this. Throw a smart cable here. That'll show us how many channels we're using, which is 0. Which is so strange. It's hooked up right here. Everything's connected up. That's using 0. That's using 8. I wonder if it's because this... I mean, we're receiving power. Clearly, that's working. Everything's powered. So strange. I'll have to look into that. I don't know why that's having issues not connecting. I mean, it's clearly connected. The only thing I could think of is this energy acceptor. Let's go ahead and break this off. And put it back on the back here. Like this. That should power everything. That should power up. What are you doing? That's still linked up by the bottom. Oh, you know what? I think that's it. I think that seems to be the issue. Let's go ahead and break that. There we go. It was linking up through all of these inscribers. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so let's see if that's going to give us what we need. Oh, jeez. We need to fix that up a bit. Alright, so is this going to work? We'll hit start. And it should hopefully... Looks like it's got the items in here. Just crushing those up. Should place it down here. Crushing that up. And a lovely slime hanging out by us. And now we need... we might need an export bus to pull that out. Let's try a ME interface first. Oh, let's go over here. Missing Flux dust and logic processors. Doesn't know how to make logic processors yet. And Flux dust. Let's go ahead and grind all this up. We have tons of materials to make Flux, so it's not an issue at the moment. There's lovely slimes just everywhere now, which is horrible. Alright, chuck that in there. ME interface. Go ahead and craft one of those puppies up. ME interface. And we will plop that right on top. Grab our glass cable and connect that up. I think that should pull... I'm hoping it doesn't pull everything. Oh, jeez. I think we need to set it up so that it will pull out. Don't want it to load. I want it to... Oh. Yeah, we're gonna need to make like an export bus, I think. Okay, we got it. Let's get ourselves an, I guess, an import bus. We want it to go in, right? I don't know. We'll try both. Let me export bus. We have pistons. Piston. Hi, Disney Dream. How we doing? There we go. Get our pattern for that. Make an export bus and an import bus. We are going to have to... that's a sticky piston, eh? Do we have slime balls? I mean, I have them in my inventory, so that works. Sticky piston. Go ahead and make one of those. And get our import bus. Well, thank you very much, Disney Dream. And import. There we go. Plenty of patterns to chuck in our system now. Still have space for stuff. We are going to be locked up very soon on our auto crafting system over here. Pretty sure I want an export bus. Pretty sure, not 100% sure. No, I think that exports from the system. We want it to import into the system. Right here. I think that should work. We'll test it out. We will use this printed silicone. Use that as our export. And we will link it up. Put that in there. There we go. Yep. Importing it into the system. Slowly but surely. And we will need to actually make a capacity card, which isn't too difficult. We'll make up a capacity card real quick. if we could spell it right. Capacity card, we need actually basic, which we don't have. No gold. Oh no, gold! We got a bunch made up over here. Get that gold, and then we will get that card set up, and we'll be good to go. Oh, we're in the wrong spot. Gold. There we go. I will want to make more of those as well, so that will be our pattern for it. Capacity. Lovely. Capacity card. We only need one. We only need to export a few. Well, that was quite the click. We need to export our processors. So, there we are. Should pull out our processors now whenever they're in here, fully crafted up. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Lovely. And we can break this piece off. There we go. Should pump it right back in. Lovely. And that is got our, let's test it up again. Let's make one more of these. Should put everything in over here, which we had no issues with. And then we can actually watch it in here. Still crafting. Once this clears, we'll know that it has crafted it up and gone back into our system. Lovely. Perfect. So now, whenever we need something, it's going to auto-craft that up as well. We do need to work on filling those with some speed increases, but we'll get there. I want to thank you all for watching. I have to go to a wedding for one of my friends, and super excited for him. And I will be back on later tonight. If you guys like the video, go ahead and toss it a like. And if you want to check out more, feel free to subscribe. I do lots of live stream. I try to live stream just about every day. And I want to thank you all again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.